Hello and welcome to episode 33, and in this episode we're going to be looking at inheritance. So to get us started, we have a class here called animal, and what we're going to do is we're going to give it two attributes. We are going to create an attribute called name. Then we are also going to create another attribute called maybe say age. Then we are also going to have getter and setter methods for these two attributes. So I will need a getter for the name, and I also need a getter for the age, as it were. So let me just get rid of these Java docs because what I did for my constructors is I'm using the built-in feature of the IDE to automatically insert those, so that's why I'm getting it with Java docs. So what I have going on here is that I have these two attributes, right? Then let me just put comments so that it becomes much easier to follow through. So attributes for animal, or rather for animal class. Then we can also have getters. Actually, the getters and setters are starting on line 7 there, so let's have getters and setters. Right, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create another class. Then this class is actually going to be called dog.java. Alright, so in Java, inheritance basically allows us to create one class, right? Then if we have certain functionality in this particular class that we would want to carry over to another class, like maybe say the dog class, we can actually inherit all of these properties inside of dog there. So in order to do that, in order to get all this functionality, or in order to get all this code that is contained inside of the animal class, that is the attributes and the methods, we can actually use the feature of Java which is called inheritance. And it's actually a feature of most, if not all, object-oriented programming languages, the ability to extend, or the ability to expand on the functionality of a particular class. So as it happens in Java, in order for you to basically extend or to take certain functionality from one class and apply it to another, you make use of the extends keyword. And in this case, we want dog to extend animal, right? Then what I'm going to do is inside of the animal class, the dog class rather, I can actually instantiate a dog object. So let's create dog, let's call it Bruno. Then we call the dog constructor there. So I want you to notice what's going to happen when I want to give the Bruno object a name. So let's actually do that. So I'm going to say Bruno, then dot. So let's actually set the name there to Bruno. Then let's actually just sys out the animal name. So Bruno dot get name. Right, so I'm just going to compile this code, then run it before I explain what's going on. So you see down there in the console we get Bruno. All right, so how did we achieve this if we do not have attributes inside of the dog class? So the whole idea behind inheritance is that you have functionality that is within this particular class, the animal class. So I think you can see that here in the animal class we have attributes for the name, and we have the age as well. So what we are doing is we create those attributes. Then we also have a few other methods here. We have the getters and setters basically, which allow us to access this private which allow us to read and write these particular private attributes, as it were. So what we did in this case, on line number 1, we created a class called dog, but now using the keyword extends, we are simply saying that dog is a subclass of the animal class. So in other words, a subclass is going to extend a superclass, as it were. So in this case, animal is the superclass, whilst dog is the subclass. So the moment you do this, it automatically means that whatever functionality that you are going to give to dog, it's actually being built on top of what, of the functionality that already exists within the animal class there. So that's why you see here that we only have a main method, right? But we are able to access this set name method, which belongs to the animal class, and we are also able to access this get name method, which belongs to the animal class. And we are also setting these attributes. The name, we are getting this attribute that was declared inside of the animal class right there on line number 4. That's the one that we are actually setting to this value of Bruno right here. So yeah, that's the essence of inheritance in Java. Then you might remember that we talked about modifiers. So what would happen if we make this class final? So if we say public final then class, you would realize that we immediately get an error right here. So it's now telling us that the type dog cannot subclass the final class animal. So basically it's saying that dog cannot be a subclass of the class animal, because animal has been set to final. So with final classes, you cannot instantiate objects. So sometimes you might want to declare your classes as final in order for you, maybe sometimes you do not want a particular class to instantiate objects. So that gives us more control over what our program will be doing, and so forth and so on. So yeah, I think that's just about it for this tutorial. I will see you in the next one.